Hi there everybody, Ollie here, aka Secret Nimbus here, another episode of Magic Duels. So for today's episode we're playing one final game with the Werewolf deck. So I'll be moving on to zombies next. I've been playing around with a zombies deck at the moment. I'm holding off playing with vampires, until I've got all of, or at least some more of the vampires from the Oath of the Gatewatch unlocked, so I can either play around with splashing in the white for the white and black vampires. So I'm going to play Kessig's Forge Master out here. Yeah, so playing around with zombies next. I'm going to keep calling these brewing decks until I've got all the cards unlocked, because basically I'm not going to be comfortable calling them deck techs until I've got all the cards unlocked and the meta started to settle down with people unlocking most of the cards, stuff like that. So my Kessig Forge Master is actually going to transform this turn thanks to the rank 14 Suniko being kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Inactive. That's the word I'm looking for. Inactive the last turn. So we're going to swing for 3 damage here, and then I think I'm going to play out probably a hinterland logger here. That's my turn 2 play. The turn 3 play, sorry. So depending on what my opponent does, they could transform. I don't know if they will or not. So we do have one werewolf down already, which is quite nice. So we've got our Flameheart werewolf. I do like some of the flavor text on these when you do have the flavor text options. It's quite cool. So has he got nothing? Okay, so our hinterland logger is going to transform. So we've suddenly got 7 damage being thrown across the board at him. So that's quite nice. We've got double Kessig Forge Master in hand as well. So I'm just going to swing for 7 here. I don't know whether to play out a third one and just, you know, hope that he doesn't have a languish in hand, or do I keep it back just to be on the safe side and make him think I've got some kind of removal in hand? I don't know. I want to keep these back. I want to play it safe because he's got double black already, and I'm thinking if he's got a languish and I play out a third werewolf, it's going to look very, very silly. There we go. So I was expecting that. I was expecting the languish. At least now we can double Kessig Forge Master. Yeah, I was right there to have held both of them back. I feel quite smug knowing that I did that. Oh, very nice. We've got Dustwatch Recruiter and a Sage of Ancient Lord to come here. So yeah, that was definitely the right play to hold them back. I saw the double black and was like, probably going to have languish in hand, and what did we get? We had a languish in hand. It's a good job I didn't play out that third werewolf there, otherwise it would have been a werewolf wasted. So luckily, I mean, if he's got a second language, more power to him there. You know, I deserve to have a second lot of werewolves kind of swept away, but I'm assuming that he probably only had the individual language there, and we're going to be looking not too bad for this turn. If he's played out no spells here, which, you know, okay, we've got this Diagraph Colossus, which will come down just as a 2/2, and he's also going to play out a Rancid Rat. So basically, he's playing a blue-black zombie deck, so something that we're going to be playing around with. What's the word I'm looking for? This for next week. So we'll play out the Timber Gorge. I think we're going to Rabid Bite. So we'll choose you, and we're going to get rid of the Diagraph Colossus, as that's basically one of the zombie lords, essentially. And we're just going to swing with just our Kessig's Forge Master. The reason being is that because this has Death Touch, this will actually kill it before the Death Touch will actually trigger. So we can pretty safely push through 2 damage here. There we go. And we'll just play out a second Kessig's Forge Master here, because that way we can also... No, we can't block the Rancid Rats because basically it's got Skulk, so it can't be blocked by creatures with a greater power. So yeah, basically none of our werewolves can actually block the Rancid Rats. Okay, what's he got? He's got a Reckless Scholar, so it looks like he's not playing out any more languishes, which is good for us. It's a Human Wizard, not something I've included in my my zombie deck. Okay, so we've got Rush of Adrenaline here, which is quite nice. So I probably want to play out Sage of Ancient Lore on my end step, or do I just not bother and just kind of like play this out next turn? So I'll swing with the 2 Forge Masters. Actually, no, that was a big mistake in case he blocks with the zombie. But we do have the Rush of Adrenaline to potentially save. No. So he's going to push through 1 damage. No, basically one of my Kessig Forge Masters is going to die here. It's fine, we get rid of the 2/2 zombie. It's not the end of the world. So I'm thinking just let this flip. Let these 2 flip. So what's he got? Compelling Deterrence. So return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay, interesting. Choose a card to discard. Probably the Sage of Ancient Lore is probably the least useful here. So unfortunately, because he played a spell, the Compelling Deterrence, we don't get one of our One of our werewolves flipping, unfortunately, which is kind of annoying, but never mind. This is a nice card to have in the zombie deck because it just forces your opponents to discard a card as well. So we've only got 6 health to kind of pull our opponent down by, so providing we can maybe push through 2 damage this upcoming turn. Okay, so we can still swing quite happily with the Kessing's Force Master, even at... So I wonder if he's going to do that to himself, draw a card, discard a card. Is that just tapping it down? Yeah, it is. So he's going to tap himself down, draw a card, discard a card. So yeah, we can still quite safely swing with the Kessing's Force Master, knowing that it will kill the Reckless Scholar. So, ooh, very nice. I've actually managed to find a Hermit of the Natanols. So we've got 2 werewolves that we can play out this turn, potentially. So we're going to swing. Compelling Deterrence. So, okay, so he's going to basically bounce that back. So what do we toss? I think we just toss away the Rush of Adrenaline. It's probably the least useful here. And then, luckily, because he's done the Compelling Deterrence there, we can now play out a Hermit of the Natanols and a Duskwatch Recruiter. So yeah, I maybe should have played Hermit of the Natanols first. Reason being is that if he did have a second one of them, it would have then triggered a card draw for me, which would have been quite nice, but it's not the end of the world. Don't know, maybe I should have kept the Rush of Adrenaline to maybe push through that last little bit of damage, but so he's tapping down his what's I'm looking for? His Reckless Scholar, so he's trying to draw cards here, he's trying to find something useful. Just wondering what he's tossing away. So he tossed away, ooh, a Welcome to the Fold. Okay, so he gets control of target creature where he's going to get control of one of my so I'm wondering which one he's going to... So he's going to pay 2, probably get my Duskwatch Recruiter. No, he's going to pay my Hermit of the Natanols. That was incorrect. Hang on a minute. So if its creature's toughness is 2 or less, Welcome to the Fold, Madness... Yeah, he only paid 2, so for some reason he decided to take the toughness, which Hermit of the Natanols is a 3 toughness creature. So that was a huge mistake from him there. If he'd gone for my Duskwatch Recruiter, he could have nabbed it, but unfortunately he decided to pay 1 less on the Madness cost, and actually failed. So that was a little bit silly of him. So we're not going to skip attack this turn and maybe just play out our Solitary Hunter. Oops, a daisy. What we're doing there. So I didn't actually want to play that. I was just going to look at its flip cost, but for some reason decided to play it out, which I did not mean to do. Yeah, the Rancid Rats here is making it tricky to push through this last little bit of damage. Yeah, it was really silly of him there to do the Welcome to the Fold. That was kind of hilarious almost, the fact that he did that. So he threw away a Sunken Hollow, and he's got a Jace. Okay, interesting. I'm probably going to swing this turn. Like, even though he's got the Rancid Rats in play, I'd rather just get it out of the way and just kind of like then give me free reign to swing at his face in future. Okay, so he's got a Compelling Deterrence, so he's going to bounce back. I don't know. Okay, my Solitary Hunter, which I may just throw away. Probably the least useful. Each of these has their own perks, so... Do I swing here? I mean, if he blocks with either one of these... I mean, he could kill both of these. So actually, I'm probably going to skip attack there. We'll play out the Kessing's Force Master and the Breakneck Rider. Breakneck Rider in particular is very useful. It's going to give our creatures trample once it has transformed. So if he's got nothing here, if he just finds like a mana, for example, he does have his Reckless Scholar to try and dig for cards though. Essentially just replace this card in his hand with something that he likes. He's also got Jace, which does the same thing. So he will be able to transform Jace here. So he's found an island, or he's tossed away an island, I should say. What else has he got in hand? So he's also then tapping down a Reckless Scholar. So the more of these he taps down, the more likely he is to actually die here, because he can only block 2 of these now. So he's found another mana, and he's tapping down the other one. So he's basically he's got an all or nothing play here. He has to find something useful there. If not, he's dead. Because if he's transformed this turn, he's even more dead than he would have been anyway. Okay, so he's got rid of a Rancid Rats, and what's he got for his final card? I've got a cough, guys. 2 secs. Sorry about that, guys. Probably should have muted it there, but I've got the option to do so. Okay, so what's he got here then? So he's paused on his end step, because he's just realised that if he doesn't play a spell, basically these are all going to flip and he's probably dead thanks to the Breakneck Rider. I've got a cough again, guys, 2 secs. Okay, no, he's just decided to basically he's realised he can't win, so awesome, that's a win for game number 2. Okay, guys, unfortunately our opponent did disconnect before we just as we were about to join the game, so this is not a keeper. This is okay, I'm going to keep it just because we've got the Silver Fur Partisan and the 2 combat tricks to trigger wolf tokens. So we would have been playing a rank 12. I completely missed who it was called there, but oh, very nice. We've actually managed to find ourselves a werewolf in the Hermit of the Natanols anyway, so that's quite nice. Yeah, this is actually suddenly quite a good hand, so okay, that's interesting. So because it's like the AI was forced to essentially keep the hand he didn't want, we're just going to go kind of like hog wild on our opponent here. Would have been nice for the turn 2 player there. So yeah, we're just going to basically rinse the AI real quick. Kind of annoying, but I may just kind of skip over this. Depending on how it's looking, I may just kind of move on to the next game. But I kind of fancy just playing the AI. We're rank 11 now, so we're starting to gain some traction, which is quite nice. So as the AI managed to find a second mana, he did. He managed to find a Sulphur Falls. That's nice for him. Okay, he's also managed to find a Storm Chaser Mage as well, so good for him, good for him. 4th mana would be nice right about now when we find it. Excellent. So I want to play you out and keep the red mana back for the Rush of Adrenaline. So we're going to swing with the Hero of the Natanols. Hope he blocks with the Storm Chaser Mage, and then we're just going to Rush of Adrenaline our Hermit of the Natanols, which he did, so we are going to do that. Excellent. So that gets us the Wolf token and the trample damage, which is sweet. Plus we also get to kill his Storm Chaser Mage, so it's also a big bonus. Okay, so is my Hermit of the Natanols going to transform? No, he's not, because we've got another Storm Chaser Mage here. So we're probably going to flash in Howlpack Resurgence this turn. 5th mana is good because that means we can play out Duskwatch Recruiter on our end step, so we're going to swing with everything here. If he blocks, we play in flash in Howlpack Resurgence, and then we push through a lot of damage here with all the trample. So sorry about the Storm Chaser Mages there. Very nice. And then we can also play out Duskwatch Recruiter as well. So I probably want to play out Cult of the Waxing Moon next turn, just so we've got the possibility of flipping both the Duskwatch Recruiter and the Hermit of the Natanols the turn afterwards. So we've got a Jace who, you know, don't really care too much for. It's got a land to tap down and all that jazz, but we've got pretty much an unbeatable force looking across at him here. How much damage have we got here? We've got 3, 6, 9, 12. -2 is... I was just trying to add up whether or not we had enough to, if we played a wild size out, would we be able to push through lethal. I mean, if he doesn't block here, we will have lethal with the wild size, but so the AI is trying to decide whether or not he wants to block. So yeah, we won't wild size this turn, we'll just play out Cult of the Waxing Moon. And he does have a Titan strength, so we will get a... So that's going to go up to a 3/3. So we will then play the wild size on top of our Duskwatch Recruiter, which gets us a another wolf token, and doesn't actually kill our Duskwatch Recruiter, which is quite nice. There we go, takes him down to 2. So yeah, this was a pretty good matchup, even though we obviously were facing the AI. I don't mind too much there. So we managed to beat what would be a rank 12 opponent. Looks like it's some kind of like prowess control deck maybe, with combat tricks and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. So these guys are going to transform because my opponent didn't play anything, and we're just going to swing for lethal here. There we go. And that's it for game number 2. I think I missed... basically, when I said at the end of game, we won game number 1 last time, I think it's because I played a game before we started and then forgot that I did so. So I think that's game number 2 we just finished. So let's move on to game number 3. Okay guys, here we are for game number 3. So we're playing the rank 1 Otaku Lump. So it's obviously one of their first few games that they've been playing. Now we're going to keep this hand, mostly because we've got the Neglected Heirloom. We'll play out the Timber Gorge on turn 1. Okay, we've got Kythian here. So that deck box, now there's a mythic, so he's either not very good or he's managed to luck out and got Kythian in one of the first few Origin packs maybe. So we won't play Timber Gorge right now, mostly because we want to get the Neglected Heirloom out fairly early. Be nice if we had a turn 2 Wolf drop, would be quite nice. Yeah, I want to play out Timber Gorge later on as it's because it's a tap land. I wanted to get Neglected Heirloom out there, all that jazz. Do have a Rabid Bite for kind of removal of creatures. Okay, we've got Consul's Lieutenant here. And he's done nothing there. Why wouldn't you swing with Kythian? That's really bizarre. Okay, interesting. Ooh, we've got ourselves a Gaia Reach Bandit, which is quite nice. Although we've got nothing to do on turn 2, so I probably want to play this this on turn 3. Maybe equip it on turn 4. See how it goes. Okay, what's he got? We've got a Bygone Bishop, so we've got a lot of random cards here. So I think Consul's Lieutenant is going to connect. Well, obviously it's going to connect. We've got nothing on the battlefield, but so we are going to. That's going to Renown. So we could lose this one just because of the fact that we've just had, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Very little luck in terms of early our 2-drops. So we're just going to skip attack there. I think Kythian may transform here, just the fact that he can swing with all 3 of these, and we don't really want to block and destroy our Gaia Reach Bandit. So yeah, that Kythian's going to transform. That's going to pump them all up by +1/+1. So we're going to take, what was it, like 3, 6, 9. We're going to go down to 7 here. But Kythian's going to transform. So you're going to go. And then what else are we going to get here? I mean, I'd almost like... I don't think there's really anything that can help me out here unless I get some removal. So what's he going to... What are you doing there? So why would you give that to my creature? That's really bizarre. I'm really confused now. Okay, so he's got a clue here, and he's also managed to find an Ondu War Cleric and an Expedition Envoy. Okay, so whenever you cast a creature spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, investigate. Yeah, that's really good for a weenie deck. Okay, so we'll play out the Timber Gorge here. We'll equip you. I'm in a really bad place here. I either play out Hinterland Logger to give me an extra blocker, or I remove something like Ondu War Cleric. Or I could even remove the Consul's Lieutenant, I suppose, just so I can block these 2. Although we're in a really bad place because we've obviously got Gideon on the battlefield as well, so I think I'm pretty much dead at this point. I don't think I can block enough damage next turn over the next couple of turns, so just get rid of you. Trying to think here. We've probably got to... do we have to attack? Why did that attack automatically? Why did it automatically attack? I have no idea. An ability or an effect is preventing you from declaring a set of attackers. What is... why do I have to swing? I'm confused. This doesn't mean I have to attack, does it? It's got haste. Neglected Heirloom? No. Gideon? Oh, up to 1 target creature. Oh, I have to attack. Right, I see. Okay, so I'm dead then. Oh, I have to attack Gideon as well. Right, I see. Yeah, I completely forgot about that ability of Gideon's. I've never really seen it used before, so yeah, I'm definitely dead. So that's not very nice. So yeah, I just got out aggroed here, essentially. Yeah, I didn't realise that Gideon's +2 ability meant that this had to attack. And I'm going to take way too much damage this upcoming turn because obviously Gideon's a 4/4. Yeah, that's lethal. So unfortunately that's a loss. So let's move on to game number 4. Okay guys, here we are for the 4th and probably final game of today. So what have we got to begin with? I like this hand. I like this hand a lot actually. It's double Kessie's Force Master and a Gaia Reach Bandit, plus a Silver Partisan maybe for later on. So nothing from our opponent. We're playing the rank 4 Androcon. Ooh, very nice. We've got the neglected heirloom. Pretty sweet. So we can potentially transform a Kessig Forge Master on turn 3. It's not resolving. What's going on? Got some lag somewhere. There we go. We're back. We're back. Weird. Very bizarre. Maybe it's because I'm downloading something. I don't know. So nothing from our opponent on turn 2. So we'll play out a mountain and ourselves a Kessig Forge Master. There we go. So I almost want to play out Gaia Reach Bandit next turn, just because it will then mean any werewolves coming down in future will automatically transform if I can get it to flip. Especially if he plays out nothing this turn, this flips anyway. I will need something to be able to flip Neglected Heirloom. Yeah, I'm going to need something to flip Neglected Heirloom anyway by the looks of things. So play out our 3rd mana, play out Gaia Reach Bandit. We'll swing for 6 here. Here we go. So yeah, next turn we'll equip Neglected Heirloom on top of our Gaia Reach Bandit, let it flip, and then hopefully it'll transform into a pretty huge creature with the ability to transform all other werewolves automatically in future. So what's our opponent got? They've been playing out fairly slowly. Okay, we've got a suppression bonds on our Gaia Reach Bandit. Okay. So we're going to get a Howlpack Resurgence, which is quite nice. So do I play out Kessig's Forge Master? I think I do. And then we're just going to swing with the 3-2. So yeah, basically Gaia Reach Bandit will flip eventually, but just not this turn. So what's kind of funny about what I find really funny about suppression bonding a Gaia Reach Bandit is that essentially you've basically taken this out of play, so I've got no way of swinging with it, but you're less likely to use removal on it. So if it does flip, it's just going to sit there with the potential to what's what I'm looking for? Be just a nice lord flipping our werewolves automatically in future. So we are just going to equip you with the weapon and then swing for 6, and he's left the game. Okay, so basically I think we would be quite alright there, so we may just leave game here. We won that one. We're fairly confident on that. That's pretty cool. So I think we did enough there to win the match. Wow, we've got a lot of gold all of a sudden. So I've got like another 120 on the way as well from my daily quests, so that's quite nice. So if we go to boosters, over to the Gatewatch, so yeah, we can buy 3 packs today, which is awesome. Here we go. Let's see what we pull. Hoping for Planeswalkers. Hey, look at that. Chandra, hello. Welcome to the team. So I do like her ability. So you can put 2 3/1 elemental creatures onto the battlefield with haste every turn, essentially. You can discard all cards in hand and draw that many cards +1. And then you can also -X Chandra to deal X damage to target creature. What else do we get? We've got a Stoneforge Acolyte, which is a ally card which you can use to find equipment. Got a Walker of the Waste, which is a colourless Eldrazi, which gets +1/+1 for each land you control named Waste, so quite nice for a colourless deck. Vines of the Recluse is a combat trick. Target creature gains +1/+2 and gains reach until end of turn. Alright, I suppose. Maybe good for buffing those elf decks which have no ability to take on flying creatures. So yeah, that's pretty good for a Reanimator, the Pulse of Marasa. And then we've got a Warden of Geometry, so you can basically add colourless mana to our mana pool. What else are we going to get? We've got a Bone Saw. Call the Gatewatch, good for a Super Friends deck, which I'm looking forward to putting together once I've got all of the cards unlocked. Oblivion Strike, good removal spell for black decks. Seed Guardian. When Seed Guardian dies, put an XX green elemental creature token onto the battlefield where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Interesting, very interesting. Not sure how you play that one. Maybe some, like I said, maybe for like a Reanimator deck, that could be quite interesting. Embodiment of Fury, I think we've seen that one before. And then Bonesaw is a +1/0 artifact, so it's just a fairly generic artifact. Okay, we've just got one more pack to get today. Okay, so just open the booster. What do we get? Ooh, another Call of the Gatewatch. Very nice. Super Friends deck, activate. I can't remember how many Planeswalkers we've got left to collect. I'll have to go have a look quick. And so what else we got? Spark Mage's Gambit. Deals 1 damage to each 2 target creatures. Those creatures can't block this turn. So it's basically a non-instant Twin Bolt, which prevents creatures from blocking. We've also got a Coon Flameseeker, which is an ally, which you can use to discard and draw a card. Got Essence Depleter. So basically a life drain card, Unity of Purpose support card, and Cinder Hellion. So 5 mana 4/4 with trample, and when it enters the battlefield it deals 2 damage to target opponent. Not too bad. Okay, so that's all of the cards for today. Let me just give a quick look at my collection, because I really want to look at how many of the Planeswalkers I've got left to unlock from Oath of the Gatewatch, considering I'll maybe want to try and make a Super Friends deck. So let me have a quick look. So I want Oath of the Gatewatch. Don't want new cards. Here we go. So what are we missing? Let's have a quick look. So yeah, we've got both copies of Oath of the Gatewatch, called the Gatewatch, sorry, which is quite nice. Let's have a quick flick through. What am I missing in terms of making a Super Friends deck? We've got 1 copy of Oath of Chandra. Looking at all the oaths, basically. Oops, daisy. So what are we missing from white? Do we have Oath of Gideon already? Does that still got new cards? No, it's not got new cards. Where's Oath of Gideon then? It should be around here somewhere. Interesting. Why am I not seeing Oath of Gideon? Oh, these are own cards. Okay, so I want all cards basically. So why is it not showing me own cards? I want unowned cards basically. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Right, okay, so show all cards, show own cards. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Right. So yeah, we're missing Oath of Gideon. So 2 copies of that. Lil Vana the Preserver is something I think we're missing as well. So a quick flick. Oath of Jace we're missing, although I'm not sure about splashing in the blue at the moment. Anything else? Grasp of Darkness. Don't think we're really missing anything from black by the looks of things. Let's have a quick look around. So yeah, we've got Chandra now, which is quite nice. Missing 1 copy of Oath of Chandra. Just have a look around. I think we're missing Oath of Nissa, which is a pretty big one for a Super Friends deck, and also Nissa Voice of Zendikar is another one. So we're missing these 2, pretty key to a Super Friends deck. I think that's about it though. We got everything else in terms of Super Friends that we need? So most of them come from Shadows of Innistrad, most of the Planeswalkers there. Yeah, so it's mostly just the Oath of Nissas and the Nissa Planeswalker that we're missing. So, and the Oath of Gideon. So, yeah, as soon as we've maybe got them unlocked, it might be worth trying Super Friends. But I'll leave it here for now. As always, guys, don't forget to comment and like if you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.